a small village, there lived a poor young farmer. He was very hard-working, but he owned only one cow. His neighbor, on the other hand, was a rich farmer.
Good girl.
He owned 10 cows.
Such a gentle
Every
cow
morning,
you
both
are.
men would milk their cows and take the
Yes,
fresh
you are.
milk to the village market. But something strange always happened. The poor man had only a few bottles of milk, yet people would line up just to buy from him. The rich man had many bottles. Sometimes his entire table was filled with milk. But nobody wanted to buy from him. This made the rich man very jealous. He kept asking himself, what is so special about this man's milk? Then, one night, the rich man decided to find out. While everyone was asleep, he secretly entered his neighbor's compound. He took the poor man's only cow and left one of his own cows behind. He smiled to himself and thought, tomorrow, I will finally discover his secret. But the next morning, the poor man noticed something strange. He looked at the cow and immediately knew it wasn't his. His heart broke. That cow was his only source of income. But he didn't give up. He wiped his tears, milked the cow he had been left with, and went to the market. And then, something unbelievable happened. The people came. They formed a long queue. One after another, they bought his milk. Before long, every single bottle was gone. The rich man stood there in shock. He had finally brought the poor man's original cow to the market, and he had plenty of milk. But still, nobody bought from him. That was when he became furious. He rushed to the poor man's little house. I have come to take back my cow. The poor man looked at him carefully. Then he realized the truth. So, it was you? I respected you so much. Every day I prayed that one day I would become like you. I wished I could have at least 5 cows. He looked at the rich man sadly. But you already have 10 cows, and you still came to take my one and only cow from me. Is that fair? The rich man lowered his head in shame. Then he finally confessed. Quiet, ashamed voice. I was jealous of you. How of so many cows. I produce so many bottles of milk every day, but nobody buys from me. You have only one cow, yet everyone waits to buy your milk. It made me angry. The poor man smiled gently. My friend, it was never about the cow. It is my destiny. It is the gift God gave me. And I combine that gift with hard work, respect, honesty, and good manners. He looked straight into the rich man's eyes. You can take my cow. You can take my bottles of milk. You can even take everything I own. But you can never take the gift God has already placed inside me. Because what God has built inside me is unbreakable. The rich man said nothing. He simply lowered his head and walked away in shame. And that day, the rich man learned a lesson he would never forget. Having more doesn't always make you better. And sometimes, the greatest treasure you have is not what is in your hands, but what God has placed inside you. Never be jealous of another person's gift. Work hard, treat people with respect, and be grateful for what you have. Because what God has destined for you, no one can steal.